30 videos. I did not plan 30 videos when I drove to Holmes County 2 years ago with a notebook and a recording device. The question was simple. Why do these families live the way they live, and why does the rest of America not? I have spent 30 videos answering that question, and I still do not have the complete answer. But I have enough of it now to say what I think the answer is not. It is not because the Amish are morally superior. It is not because they are more disciplined or more patient or more capable than other people. It is not because of their faith. It is not because they live in exceptional places. Holmes County is not exceptional. They are ordinary agricultural counties in the eastern United States. The difference is not in the people, and it is not in the place, it is in the systems. And the systems are not the Amish's systems in the sense that they invented them. They are the human systems. The systems that every civilization that survived long enough to transmit knowledge across generations developed independently. The thermal mass, the fermentation, the water collection, the biological soil, the closed loop, the community network, the family book. These are not Amish inventions. They are human discoveries, discovered independently by the Romans and the Persians and the Koreans and the Mayans. What the Amish have that most Americans do not is not the knowledge itself, it is the continuity. The uninterrupted thread of practice from the first Pennsylvania settlement to the present day. The practice that never stopped long enough to forget itself. The family book that never closed. The fermentation culture that never died. The beehive genetic line that never was replaced. The masonry heater that never was replaced by a furnace. The community network that never was replaced by an insurance company. The continuity is the thing, not the knowledge. The knowledge is findable. The continuity is the thing that is not findable. It has to be built, one practice at a time, one entry in the family book at a time, one fermentation batch at a time, one harvest season at a time, one generation at a time. The continuity builds itself from the practices if the practices are maintained. It cannot be downloaded. It can only be built by doing the things and continuing to do the things, and teaching the children to do the things, and writing down what you observe while you do the things, and then doing the things again. I want to tell you where this series goes from here, because there are more videos to come. Not more systems to describe. The systems have been described. What comes next is the documentation of the people who are building the continuity right now. Not in Holmes County. In the suburbs and the cities and the rural counties of the rest of America. The people who watched the first video and started the fermentation jar. The people who watched the 5th video and built the mushroom logs. The people who watched the 18th video and calculated the $1.3 million and decided that the calculation was worth acting on. The people who are in the comments of every video with the specific results of their specific implementations. The before and after temperatures in their attics, the dollar amounts on their reduced utility bills, the jars of sauerkraut on their shelves from cultures started 6 months ago that are already producing better results than the first batch, the beehive in the corner of the suburban backyard that the HOA has not noticed yet, because the honey changed the neighbor's mind. These people are building the continuity, not from the 1700s, from last Tuesday, from the Tuesday when they started the practice. The continuity they are building will not have the depth of the Lancaster County family's continuity in their own lifetimes. It will have the depth it has when it starts, plus the depth they add every year they maintain it, plus the depth their children add when they continue it. The knowledge this series transmitted is the general knowledge. The specific knowledge of your soil, microclimate, and fermentation culture is the knowledge you are building right now with every practice. That specific knowledge is more valuable than anything in these 30 videos because it is yours, specific to your land and family, transmissible to your children, compounding with every season that passes and every entry that goes in the book. I want to close with something I have been thinking about since the first time I stood in a Holmes County basement. The air smelled like clean outdoor air on a hot August day when the rest of the county was running dehumidifiers. This knowledge has always existed. It was never lost. Families have maintained it while the industrial system was built around them. The knowledge was not taken from you. It was not burned or buried. It was simply not transmitted to you. The grandparents who would have taught the skills were part of the generation that traded them for the convenience of the industrial alternative. They did not know that trade would cost their grandchildren $1.3 million. The convenience was real. The cost was invisible. Now you can see the number. And the knowledge is accessible again, not from the kitchen table but from 30 videos. It is a more accessible mechanism for the 50 million households that do not have a grandmother who maintained the practices. The practices are yours now. The knowledge is yours. The family book is waiting for the first entry. The fermentation jar is waiting for the first head of cabbage. The root cellar corner is waiting for the partition and the vent pipes. The beehive location is waiting for the hive boxes and the first package of bees. The south-facing roof is waiting for the batch system collector. The northeast corner of the basement is waiting for the winter's first potato harvest. Everything is waiting. It has been waiting since the day the decision was made to use the convenience of the industrial system instead of maintaining the practice. It will keep waiting as long as it takes. The earth does not hurry, the biology does not hurry, the compounding does not hurry. It just continues. Every season, every year, every generation that maintains the practice and adds to the book. The Holmes County farmer who told me about the breath of the floor, the clay pipes under the foundation that pre-warm the winter air. He said, "I did not invent this. My father did not invent this. His father did not invent this. We just did not stop doing it." That is the complete answer. Why do these families live the way they live, and why does the rest of America not? Because they did not stop. You do not have to keep stopping. You can start doing it today, with whatever practice is most accessible to you right now. The jar of cabbage and salt. The first entry in the notebook. The first conversation with the neighbor. Start doing it. Do not stop. Bring your children where the work is. Write down what you observe. Pass it forward. The continuity builds from the starting, not from the finishing. There is no finishing. The Tuesday keeps coming. The knowledge keeps transmitting. The root cellar keeps filling. The beehive keeps producing. The family book keeps receiving entries, until the day comes when someone else continues what you started. Not because you were exceptional, because you did not stop. That is the complete picture. One principle. One practice at a time. One entry in the book. One day at a time. Do not stop. The Tuesday is waiting.